I can't believe it. We've lost our 100% record as France manager. Hello everyone and welcome back to more Careering Onwards with me, Mr. Grand 2, here with Borussia Mönchengladbach and of course European champions and world champions, not that that was anything to do with us, France. And it's a 0-0 draw with England. It doesn't really make any difference. We then proceeded to beat Serbia 6-1, a fantastic performance, and Kylian Mbappe making up for the lost time of missing out on the Euros with a hat-trick, which means that in the Nations League, after 2 matches, we are top of the group level on points with Wales. Obviously, we've got to try and win that one. Borussia Mönchengladbach going relatively well, I would say. Not amazingly so, but relatively well. At the start of the season, we haven't really played much since last time, just the 2 games, and obviously then the international break. We began things off in the last episode with the 2-0 win against Mainz, our first win in the league, which was nice. And just the 2 games since then, as said, a 1-0 defeat to VfBL Bochum, or Bochum, I'm not quite sure, but what I am sure about is that we kind of got FM'd, hit the woodwork, 2 clear-cut chances, none for them, just the 2 shots on target, 3 in total. They won 1-0 because that's how football works. I mean, it does work like that sometimes, but it seems to happen more often than not in this game. But then we responded with a little bit of a similar thing of our own, a 1-0 win against Werder Bremen. It was quite a close game, but a 92nd minute winner from Dennis Zakaria giving us all 3 points, which means at this incredibly early stage, we are 5th in the league. Not too bad. Everyone you'd expect to be up there is up there. So today then, we are back relatively soon after the last episode because we have got to play our first Europa League game today, and that is going to be against Tottenham, so a pretty big game for us. I think we haven't managed in European club football so far in the save, so I want to do that in the episode. We'll play Wolfsburg as well because they're a very sort of similar side to us. But let's have a look at our group. So as well as Spurs, we've got Fiorentina and AIK from Sweden. So we should hopefully get through that. And a bit more transfer news as well from last time. We have upgraded our backup right back situation. Lewis Bayer, who is sort of solid but not amazing, has gone to Werder Bremen for £3.3 million, and we have signed Colin Dagba from Stuttgart for £6 million. I mean, he's nothing too much to write home about, but slightly better than Bayer going forwards and just as good defensively, really. Should say as well that Kylian Mbappe's hat-trick meant he is now France's all-time leading goal scorer with 54 goals, breaking Thierry Henry's record. He's 25. It's horrifying. We won the Euros without him. What would have happened if he'd been there? That's my question. Right then, Wolfsburg. They're pretty similar team to us in terms of stature and in terms of sort of squad makeup and recent performances. A win against them would be very nice indeed and help us on our way. What we want to do this season is at least qualify for the Champions League. I say that, we'll probably get sacked if we don't qualify for the Champions League because that's what happened to the previous manager. So, let's try and qualify for the Champions League, and a win against a team who are going to be in and amongst them at the end of the season in the form of Wolfsburg would probably be very sensible and good if we could manage that one. So the team for this one then will be Alessio Cragno in goal, Bradovic at left back, Ginter, Elvedi and Kelik is the defence, Guendouzi, Zakaria and Ivanusic in midfield, with Hudson-Odoi on the left and Bolo on the right, looking for them to kick on, and Pinamonti up front. So then, Wolfsburg, some decent players. Morasic, he's pretty good, not quite as good as last year, but still quite good. They've got Adeyemi up front, Karim Adeyemi, a player I've considered signing at Leicester and at Mönchengladbach, but he's gone there. Gabriel Martinelli, playing as a striker rather than a winger, which is interesting. They signed him from Arsenal, and Bracalo on the left-hand side, pretty decent too. Van Drongelen as well. They've got Manuel Neuer in goal. He's 38 now. He's 38. Stamina of 1, pace of 2. So if we can run at him and drag him off position, that might be quite good. Right then, the recent record between the two sides is very much in Wolfsburg's favour. I'm going to go with expect to win. We're at home. I'm not going to go with the revenge one because that never seems to work for me ever. But we do tend to start games a little bit sluggishly. One thing I've noticed, we seem to be doing it on this occasion, but we are really bad at possession. And Max Arnold's been sent off for Wolfsburg in the first 20 minutes of the game for 2 yellows. Very silly from him, but a potential advantage for us. Yeah, we do not seem to be very good at controlling possession. Pinamonti with a great chance, and Neuer proving he's still got it with a fantastic save. Right, you would hope that with the man advantage for such a length of time, that would allow us to sort of do a bit more in the way of winning the game. 4 shots on target so far, nothing doing as far as a goal. I mean, the fact they've got Manuel Neuer is, he's got to be past it by now, surely. Yes, he's good, but he's got to be a bit past it by now. Ivanušić back to Guendouzi. Bradovic keeps it in, and Pinamonti hits the post. He's offside apparently. It was quite a tight decision, but we are peppering their goal. It's fair to say, but still no breakthrough. I'm going to say I'm pleased because we have played quite well, but need that breakthrough. Neuer with a goal kick out to Bracalo, and it would be just like Football Manager if they score with their first shot on target. Really one of their only shots of the whole game, wouldn't it? It would be typical. Anyway, they're working it relatively nicely in midfield. Chiba's on the right hand side, got a good bit of space. Martinelli's in, and what did I just say? Gabriel Martinelli steals in. It's probably a back heel or something disgusting. The defence just sort of falls asleep. What are the 2 boys in the middle? 2 of them on him. He's not exactly tall, and he beats them with a header. Really poor. We're going to see if it's offside. It's obviously onside because otherwise it would have already been ruled out, wouldn't it? Goodness me. Right, defence disgraceful. Ginter, he wanted to leave. No one wanted to sign him. So he's going to have to suck it up, really. Guendouzi, we need to strike back immediately. This would be pretty bad if we lost this, considering we have 1 more player on the pitch. Right, now it's our chance to work it nicely. Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side keeps it in. Pinamonti, the shot is blocked, and that is apparently a key highlight. Right, an hour gone, and they've had 1 shot on target from which they've scored. We've got to go for this a bit more. We're going to go attacking, as immediately they come forwards again. Bracalo puts the ball across. Ginter actually does some defending this time. Change is needed. Mbolo is injured. He's been alright, but he's got an injury. We better take him off before anything more serious happens. And yeah, let's just please do something good. Ivanušić working it nicely on the edge of the box. Is he going to go for a shot? Yes, he is. Not on target though. Right, this is very frustrating. I wouldn't mind drawing this game. Kelik puts the ball across, and their defence is, I don't even think it's very well set up. We just seem to be aiming every ball at them. Pinamonti steals in, brilliant tackle. La Quintana gets it back, and there's the breakthrough. That was a phenomenal tackle on Pinamonti. I was busy admiring that in an annoyed way. Brilliant tackle from Marasic on Pinamonti, but it is straight to La Quintana, and he steals in and smashes it into the near post. Just too much power on it for Neuer to handle, and we are back into a deserved, drawing position. Right, need to see a little bit more. Going to make another change. Hudson-Odoi still not to really do anything for me. We'll bring on Arbe, and I might bring on Silas in a minute, or maybe make a change at the fullback position. Kelik is a little bit tired. I mean, Schalke are winning 5-1. That's certainly just encouraging, isn't it? Right, Dagba on for his debut, and that is it. 1-1. 1-1. I mean, it's not awful. I'll go with that one just to keep the morale up. It's not awful, but we are not very good at scoring goals. Hit the woodwork, 2 clear-cut chances, 1-1. Because that's fair, isn't it? And Bolo's out for 2 days with a bruised shin. Can I criticise his recent performances yet? I can, because I'm going to. You've not been good. Same for Hudson-Odoi. Very poor. Must do better, Callum. I know you're capable of it. I mean, that kind of tells its own story, really. All the heat coming from the right-hand side. Hudson-Odoi getting absolutely no purchase on the left, or just not even making much of an attempt. He's 18. He's just staying inside. He is very capable as a winger. I'm not sure why he's solely cutting inside. Has he got that in? That's probably why. He cuts inside from both wings as a player trait. I would like him to stay wide. We might have to maybe tweak his individual player instruction to try and get him to actually go down the left-hand side a bit more. And we have actually got run wide with ball as part of the tactic that I've made on there, but because of his player trait, that's kind of impeding him a little bit, which is interesting. Might try and see if we can train him to get rid of that trait. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's go and play Tottenham in 5 days' time and open up our European campaign, hopefully with a win. But before that, another major move, at least in the coaching department. Please welcome our newest under-19s coach, Cristiano Ronaldo. You might have heard of him. Right then, Tottenham in the Europa League, definitely the most difficult team in our group. Probably one of the most difficult teams we could have faced because obviously we saw last season in the Premier League that they didn't qualify for the Champions League along with Arsenal. Why their managers were not sacked for that, I'm not entirely sure, but they weren't, and we ended up in Germany instead. As it is a big game and our first European game, I'm not going to rotate the team at all. Everyone's looking nice and fresh anyway, so we will be going full strength. We've criticised Hudson-Odoi and Mbolo for their recent performances. Hopefully that will spur them on. I mean, Callum, this is Spurs. You're an ex-Chelsea boy. You should be raring to go. The rest of the team overall doing quite well. I think Guendouzi especially in that deeper position. He's not necessarily used to it, but is doing pretty well so far. Right, Spurs, we know all about them. We've seen them last season. We know how many good players they have. Goalkeeper for them, Joachim Arroyo, looks quite good, really, doesn't he? Quite good, but otherwise they've got Tovan, still got Kane and Ali, Neves, Tonali. I mean, yeah, they're good. They're really good. And why can we not say we're the underdogs? We are the underdogs. I don't really want to say I expect to win because I mean I will. And they're thrilled about it. Apparently we are the favourites then. I'm not entirely sure I agree with that one, but we'll see what happens. And Spurs are the ones coming forwards straight away. We need to be trying to get something out of this game. Hudson-Odoi instantly with a tackle though, putting a bit of fight about him against the former rivals of his old club. And Mbolo puts the ball across. We're hoping to see a little bit more from the pair of them today, and both of them already involved early on. Kellick puts the ball across to Hudson-Odoi, who hits the post. I mean, that's more like it from him. Free kick from Ivanusic, which is knocked over by Ginter. Good opportunities again. Chance for Spurs on this hand side. Dele Alli can't quite get there. Zakaria manages to get it away just about. Mbolo trying to get away with the ball, keeps hold of it, and now we can potentially build Guendouzi through the midfield. Also, I mean, has a disliking of Spurs because of his previous club. Mbolo on the right hand side. Can he find a good ball across? Yes, he can, but Pinamonti can't quite get there. It's cleared. He's getting a little bit crowded out, Pinamonti. That's a couple of times in this episode that's happened. Kellick with another chance to put a ball across. He does to Hudson-Odoi, and this time it goes over. Pretty bright start for us, but then that was a similar thing against Wolfsburg, and we know what happened there. At half-time, 0-0. We are the most sort of attacking side. We'll go with this one. They're not bothered, but they're not too bad. They've only had one shot. We've had 11, quite a few on target as well. It's going well. There's a lot of... I think it's still early days here, so it's going to be difficult getting the team to maybe adjust to this style. It'll take a little while for them to get into the groove, but when they do, I think we will do quite well. As his second half is just completely disappearing. I'm going to take Pinamonti off because he looks like he's been a little bit crowded out. He got his goal against Mainz, but since then hasn't found the net. Let's see a little bit more. Defensively, we've been pretty good so far. Ivanusic across to Silas off the bench. Can't find the target. Another opportunity for us though. Right hand side thrown from Kellick. Gets the ball back. Was exchanging passes with Silas. Hudson-Odoi's there. Really should be scoring that one. He's had a couple of chances today that have been really good, and we still haven't found the breakthrough. A 0-0 with Tottenham is not too bad, I don't think. We'll take off Mbolo, who again hasn't really done much. Hudson-Odoi really has stepped up today. Would have been nice if he could get a goal, but not to be at this time. One more substitution to make, but there's no time. And, well, two draws. Not the worst result in either game, and certainly not this one. It's just frustrating because we've dominated both games for the most part, and one goal to show for it. It's goal scoring that's been an issue for us so far. But I'm going to say I'm happy with the performance because that was definitely the most difficult game of the group. Well, the most difficult game of the group is the away game, but of all the teams in the group, that was the most difficult one. To get a point against them is not too bad. Arsenal winning their game 9-0, so at least that didn't happen to us. But yeah, just frustrating. Both of them were frustrating because we could have easily won both games, but then we could have certainly lost the Wolfsburg game. But yeah, interesting, but an interesting start to life here in Mönchengladbach, that is for sure. And we're gonna go a little bit further on now because we've had 2 episodes pretty close together. What we're going to do is I'm going to go through the whole of October, and next time we will be back for the game between Bayern Munich and Fiorentina. We might have the game between Hamburger as well. That might come in. We might have a 3-game episode. I don't know, but I'm thinking probably Munich, Bayern Munich, and Fiorentina. We've got Leipzig straight after that as well. So that's some pretty massive games in November for sure. But we'll certainly go through October before we get to that. But there we are. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss the next one. And I will see you next time, where hopefully we'll actually have scored a few more goals.